welcome back to Achievement World. I filmed this so long ago I don't quite remember exactly what happened, but here's some of the clips that I found interesting. I started off by trying to make an iron farm. I didn't really know what I was doing, I was just following a random tutorial, but I needed to get a bunch of beds and a bunch of supplies, so that's the first thing that I did. I got to digging, and it was going okay so far, until I had to place the villagers. And then my choice in compost bin was not good because I kept getting stuck in it and I was just not having a good time with it. I even tried to switch it out, but it didn't work. Also, getting these villagers in was so hard. I didn't realize you could put a lead on the boat until a while later, and then I was able to drag them, but it was kind of hard to get up a block with them. Look how painful it was to drag it. I also didn't get a happy gas at this point, so I couldn't just drag them over that way. The tutorial I followed also needed cats and then a bunch of stuff for breeding the villagers, so I got to getting that, and I checked on my villagers, and this is where I realized I don't think this is gonna work. The villagers kept ending up in the little bins and stuff when they sleep, and they couldn't get out, so I gave up. Well, not really. I decided to go exploring because I hadn't really explored my area, and I discovered this little armadillo guy. I had no idea what it dropped, and I did kill it. And I found out that I dropped nothing, so I killed the little armadillo for nothing. But I did find this village, and I ransacked it. All this wheat is perfect for making so much bread to start breeding up my villagers. I think when I come back to making this, I'm gonna try to just breed the villagers outside and then shove them in. That way I have the perfect amount of villagers, and I know for a fact I have the perfect amount. And then once they get stuck in the beds, I don't really have to worry about them. But then I can actually finish this iron farm. You can see this is the point where I start getting annoyed with the compost bins, and I think it's their fault, so I switch it out to looms, but it also didn't really help much, so it definitely would be better if I had all the villagers outside and then put them in, and then I wouldn't have to worry about like the babies and breeding them up with the adult villagers and then having to find the adult villagers and break them out. It was just a long process. I do have good news though. The iron farm works. I found some iron golems around it. Unfortunately, they had to go. They were in the way. I didn't really know exactly how to kill it, but it being in a hole made it so much easier to just dig under and then hit it from above. I also found another one wandering outside of the iron farm, and it'll definitely be contained once I get the lava and water and stuff going, but I switched gears and I decided I'm gonna make a little breeder on the side. Maybe that's what's causing all my issues. Spoilers! It was me causing all my issues, not the villagers. I actually started to make another iron farm because I thought the villagers were the problem. And I did this one, and it seemed simple. It had like this little boat that you sit a zombie in. And then I got to thinking, how am I going to get a zombie in there? I don't have a name tag. I don't know how to get helmets on zombies to track them through. And how am I going to get the villagers in? It was kind of easy with the villagers. I dug them all up, and I put them in boats. Put beds as a little path, and then they all tracked over to the new iron farm. It was a little bit annoying. Villagers are very dumb, and I don't know why they kept going backwards. I checked. There was no bed. I was like, please go back, sir. There's a bed on the other side. Eventually he did, which made me very happy, and they're stuck in that hole. And to this day, they are still stuck in an unfinished iron farm in that little tiny baby hole. Just look at him go. I'm so proud of him for finding his way back to the little hole. This tutorial said that the villagers had to sleep in order to get the iron golems to spawn or something. I'm not really sure exactly why, but I let them sleep, locked them in, and now they will never see light. The good thing for the other villagers is that they do get to live in my village. I decided to integrate them by adding all the composters and other things that I made into the village, and I put their beds over there. I let them out of the boat and they were free to wander around my village. I am going to work on a whole villager trading thing, but that's for a different time. Now it's time to get the zombie. I thought it would be easy. The plan was trap a few zombies in boats, build a little thing over them so that they can't burn, and then throw items at them to see if they can pick it up. They didn't. I had 3 zombies, none of them picked up anything. I looked it up, and apparently if you're on easy mode, it's a bit harder for them to pick it up, so I turned my difficulty to hard. Still didn't work. I also went fishing for a name tag, came back, found this little raid, and I decided to let my iron golems finish it up, and I got a potion. This is the point where I decided I'm done trying to figure out villagers and iron farms. Let's go to the nether. I was very excited, also very nervous. I had to get myself together, and it was finally time to go in. Look at that, gonna get another achievement. I spawned in a biome. I have no idea what this biome is. Again, I have not played in another update at all. But as soon as I got in, this ghast was here, and I was like, I'm gonna try to get the Return to Sender achievement since I know that exists. Did not get it, and almost died. He fireballed me, and I couldn't stop it, and then I got in fire, and then I panicked a little bit, tried to put it out, realized that I might die because he hit me again with a fireball, so I escaped. Made it back. Luckily he didn't break my portal. I almost died. Look how close I got. So close. I ate, got my hearts back up, went back in for revenge. I brought my bow, which I didn't know you could shoot fireballs back like that. Pretty cool. It did explode on me, and I got my revenge on this ghast. I also found another fortress, super close, so I got another achievement. Found this blaze spawner. I was not here to kill them. I was just here to put a little protective barrier around it, which I did. Luckily, none spawned. I was able to get this up super fast. I kept exploring the fortress and I found some good things, and then, as I went to leave, you know what had to happen. I jumped, didn't realize I hadn't placed a block, and I fell straight into lava. I was like, what am I doing? I couldn't survive it, obviously. None of my stuff survived. I respawned and did the walk of shame over to get all my stuff back. I didn't want to totally re-gear. I just wanted to go and look at the hole where I fell, and yeah, typical me, falling in the singular block that I could to my death. All I really wanted from this expedition was a ghast anyway, so I gathered one up and returned because I wanted to go hydrate. I also found the Iron Golem giving a rose, but he wasn't actually giving it to anyone, so I felt kind of bad for him. And we have another achievement for the ghast. I also made a cute little harness for it, and then we got to digging for my village. You know, I say my village. It's actually for my cute little mushroom house. That's right. We're making a house. It's about time. I decided to make it out of concrete and then some birch, and it looks pretty ugly here. And ooh, my happy ghast. I leashed it up because I didn't want it flying away, and then I got back to work. I wanted to make a red mushroom house, and I was just kind of eyeballing this. It kind of looks ugly, very square at the moment. It took a few iterations to figure it out, but eventually I got it. I also realized that if I just place the concrete powder and then place water on it, I don't actually have to do any digging as long as it's exactly where I need it to be. And this is how it looks. I was thinking it looks odd. I couldn't tell if it was the side or the actual house itself. Eventually you'll see what I do with it, but here's me staring at it from all angles to figure out what went wrong. I also got some white concrete powder to make the little spots, and I just towered up, placed some water, and then towered back down. My happy ghast finally grew up. I'm very excited. It looks so cute with the little harness on. I decided to take it for a ride, and I didn't know it was actually like a full block that I could stand on, but oh my god, it was so slow. I get that it's supposed to be for building and stuff, but I just want it to travel and it's too slow for that. Also, I thought I would put big spots on here, but then I stepped back and looked at it and it was ugly, so I put little tiny ones. And I was still thinking, this looks ugly. But no time to think about that. I'm gonna put some glass on the roof, just kind of like a seeing area. I don't know, I didn't want it totally all concrete because that would take a lot of work, but glass was nice. I added a second floor and also the floor itself and some stairs. And then this is where I turned this build around. I decided to take out the corners, and it looks so much better. I don't know why I was insistent on making it so square. Also, I made a lodestone, and I got an achievement. I also started working on the village and the wall around it, which I will explain in a different video, but I got bored of building, and I went to explore. And I found that you can do this to the armadillos. I don't really know what you're doing, and you get an achievement. I found so much stuff, and I also tamed so many dogs along the way, and found a lot of villages. My pockets were full. I finally got the little pouches, or whatever they're called, don't remember, and filled those up too. I also got some snow so I can make a snow golem, and then I can have unlimited snow. I was also on the quest to get all of the saplings, just one of each, and I realized I failed because I think you need 4 for the pale oak, and I only grabbed 1, so we gotta go back adventuring. So weird to see the difference between the pale oak and the cherry being right next to each other in a video. But here's me getting this fun looking dog. I don't really know what type it is, I guess it's the tiger one, but I took that. And then I decided to go into a lush cave so I can get another achievement. And I don't know why this axolotl was so hard to get, but it took me so long. But we got the achievement. I came back and started working on my little farm. I wanted to get a little orchard growing, so I put all my different saplings. I then went in the other direction and got some dripstone, and I found this witch, which is the first time I've ever seen a witch hut. And of course, I killed her. I also found this buried treasure map and went to follow it. And when I got there, I dug up so much before I could get it, but I got some good things from it. I found this little drowned area thing. I'm not sure what it was, but killed him, looted it, kept moving. I did find a buried treasure map in it, and I was like, ooh, this looks fun. I'm gonna follow it. It took me right back to the other one. I don't even know why I decided to follow it. The map looked exactly the same. I also found another pillager outpost, and these allies? Not sure. I gave him some things to carry, and suddenly, we were best friends. Look at that achievement. And that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!